Hello you guys, my name is Elise and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over my worst and most disappointing books of 2022. I will say I had a really good reading year, so actually making this list of books was really difficult for me. And also, I feel like I just did my best and most surprising books, and I had like two very distinct categories of best and surprising. In this video, they are all just one big hoblage or whatever. I mean, I do know what my worst book of the year was, which we will save for last. But overall, these books, they're not like terrible books. By any means. Let's just get started. The first book that we're going to talk about is, we'll talk about this one, Electra by Jennifer Saint. Now, Ariadne was one of my best books of the year, and that is what makes Electra so disappointing. I actually rated this like a 3 or 3.5 and did enjoy it, but I found the beginning to be extremely confusing. You are following three women during the Trojan War, and although Jennifer Saint does do a good job of like setting the scene and, you know, kind of telling you who these people are, the story just really dives in. And with me not having any knowledge whatsoever of who these women are in Greek mythology, I was just so confused in the beginning. And it doesn't help that the names, there are like names in here that are just so complicated. Like, I'm gonna put the names up on the screen. Like, can someone please point me in the direction on how you pronounce these things? Because, oh my gosh. And I think that all that did was just add to my confusion as to what was happening. By the end of it, I really was enjoying it. And I really feel like this could have had the potential to be like a 4-star read. But because I was so confused in the beginning, I could not give it a 4-star. It wasn't a bad book, just a little disappointing. Since Ariadne, I just loved so much. I still am going to pick up Jennifer Saint's new book next year. I still want to pick up everything that this woman writes because the feminist Greek retelling thing that she has going on here and telling the stories of women in Greek mythology who have been basically forgotten, I love that. Next, I have two books that are written by the same author, and that is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry and Britt Marie Was Here, both by Frederick Bachman. I am kind of sad that I, didn't like these ones as much. So last year I read Anxious People and I read A Man Called Ove and I read a couple of his novellas, and I like 5 stars. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. I love it. I love his writing. I love everything. So I read, I'm trying to get through all of his books. So I read My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, and I was enjoying it. I did enjoy this one, but I ended up rating it a 4-star. Didn't connect with the characters as much. I mean, it definitely made me cry. Frederick Bachman's writing is always on point, so the writing was great. I just didn't connect with the characters as much, partially maybe because we are in the perspective of a young little girl. And so maybe that's why I was really having a hard time connecting. But what was really disappointing, Britt Marie Was Here. I really didn't like it. I really didn't like it that much. I gave it a 3-star, mostly just because his writing is so good. It's hard not to like anything he writes. Honestly, I would probably read his grocery list if I could. I love his writing so much. But Britt Marie Was Here is just such an unlikable character. And I don't have to like a character to like a book. I read A Man Called Ove, and Ove is just such an unlikable character, but there was just something about him that was like very endearing and I really enjoyed. Britt Marie, she's boring. I think that's what it is. She's just boring. She's a really boring character. She does make an appearance in this book, and as I saw her, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna like Britt Marie. I'm not gonna like Britt Marie, and I was right. I didn't care for it. um I really didn't like her as a character, and being that she's our main character and that everything is coming, following her, I didn't like the book. So it was really disappointing. I am in the middle of Beartown right now and I'm enjoying it way more. And hopefully, Beartown I know is a very beloved series. So I'm hoping to get back to my 5 stars with Frederick Bachman. But these two, it was a 4 and a 3. Okay, and then I have The Silver Star by Jeanette Walls. I read this in a reading vlog. What reading vlog was it? I think it was like my Are These a New Favorite Author reading vlog. Yeah, that's the one it was. I will link that vlog down below. I have read Jeanette Walls in the past. I read her 2 previous books to this and really enjoyed them. It was The Glass Castle, which is her memoir, and then Half Broke Horses, which is a true life novel based off of her grandmother's life. And this was her very first fully fiction book. And I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I think I rated it a 2 star. There were some points where it was like kind of okay, but ultimately I feel like this book really didn't make any sense. There were a lot of plot points that I was kind of like, what the heck is going on? And I really didn't care for it. And I partially feel like this may be a case of I really enjoy memoirs, and that may be why I liked her other 2 books. And I don't really plan on picking up anything else from her. She has a new novel coming out next year. I don't think I plan on reading it. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, I didn't like it. Once again, in this, we're following, young characters, young girls. I think she's 12 years old, so that is our main character. And there's a lot of things that were not fully explored and fully explained. And yeah. Okay, and lastly, we're gonna talk about my worst books of the year. And I don't even have them anymore because I unhauled them as soon as I read them because I hated them. And that is, I'm gonna put it right here, Normal People and Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I rated Normal People, I think, a 2 star, and I rated Conversations with Friends a 1 star. I would have given it a 0 if I had the option. I did not like it. And I'm honestly not even going to give you a synopsis of these books whatsoever. I don't even remember what they are about. All I know is that I hated them, and I quickly erased everything from my mind as soon as I was done. That's a little harsh. I know. And you guys, that is everything. Like I said, I had such an amazing reading year. This list of books was so hard for me to even put together, this small little list. But you guys, that is it. I'm really hoping to have an amazing reading year in 2023 again. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Please, someone tell me if I'm not alone in my not liking Sally Rooney, because I know she's a very beloved author and I feel terrible. So please let me know if I'm not alone. And also, if you want to see more videos from me, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.